Considering that Thor Ragnarok was both wildly successful and put a fresh spin on the God of Thunder, it's no surprise Marvel Studios were quick to push the fourth Thor into development. So guys, Chris Killian here, and while we're all ecstatic to see Thor Love and Thunder, the real question is what happens to Thor if it's released before Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3? News had surfaced through the Hollywood trades earlier in the week that Taika Waititi would be returning to helm the fourth Thor, though a release date wasn't yet available. But at San Diego Comic-Con, Marvel Studios head honcho Kevin Feige dropped the bombshell that Thor Love and Thunder would be entering theaters November 2021, well ahead of Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. So what does this mean for Thor's current situation? Last we saw the God of Thunder, he had joined the Guardians as they were set to explore the cosmos, presumably in search of a time-traveling Gamora. With Thor Love and Thunder being expedited to 2021, it makes it pretty evident the character leaves the group by the next time we see him on screen, right? Not necessarily. Thanks to the magic of non-linear storytelling, it's entirely possible that James Gunn's Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 will take place entirely before the events of Thor Love and Thunder, despite being released sometime later. This is pretty similar to what they're doing now with the solo Black Widow movie, which is most definitely taking place before the events of Endgame. It might add another layer of complexity to the already convoluted timeline of the MCU to do it this way, but it would allow the Asgardians of the Galaxy to stick together. However, James Gunn himself has now come out and stated that Love and Thunder occurs before Guardians Volume 3, so this could be a situation where Thor takes a back seat in Love and Thunder. It was revealed at the Hall H panel that Natalie Portman would be returning to the franchise as Jane Foster, who, through some form of magic, will become the mighty Thor, Goddess of Thunder. Because of that, what if Love and Thunder focused more on Jane Foster and Valkyrie, while Chris Hemsworth's Thor continued his adventures with the Guardians of the Galaxy and merely made a glorified cameo, perhaps for a major third act battle to pass on Mjolnir to Jane? It's also possible that the Guardians themselves have a part in Love and Thunder similar to Hulk and Ragnarok. Where do you guys think Thor's gonna end up after Love and Thunder? Tell me in the comments or tweet me at Chris Killian, and thanks for watching.